So often we hear the term power couple. It's a title that couples like to claim typically when they're prosperous, popular, or highly productive as individuals and together. When we think of power couples, we think of people like our presidents and their wives, maybe Stedman and Oprah, Bill and Melinda Gates, or maybe even Jay-Z and Beyonce. Extremely wealthy, popular, and successful change agents. We watch them, we admire them, we follow them, and we'll even try to pattern our lives around certain things we see them do. Now, there's nothing wrong with being a power couple, but sometimes we get so caught up in looking at the most successful power couples of the world that we often miss the ones that are right in front of us, quietly working and influencing their world one action at a time. And we definitely don't think that we could ever have what it takes in our relationships to be a power couple. But do we? Well, if you have a few minutes, stick around with me and discover the things that I've witnessed over the years that gives every relationship the potential of becoming a power couple. Hi, welcome to You Can Talk. I'm Ruth Finney, and this is a channel solely dedicated to helping you talk your way to healthy relationships. Whether you're married or dating, or if you're struggling to communicate with family or friends or people you work with, then this is the channel that will help you experience some real change. If you're willing to put some simple principles into practice, become a talker, subscribe to You Can Talk, and check out my tips, lessons, and classes weekday mornings at 5 a.m. Central Standard Time. Or come chat with me in my Talk to Ruth live sessions held on Saturday nights from 8:30 to 9:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Walk with me through the user's manual as we discover some revelations in communication that you can incorporate into your life so that you can talk your way to healthier relationships. Some of the most powerful couples I've witnessed in my community all have several things in common that we can incorporate into our relationships. And one of the first things I've come to notice is that they're all prayer warriors. They've established some form of practice that brings unity to their relationship and have submitted their relationships to the higher power they believe in. Our user's manual tells us in James chapter 4, verse 7, to submit yourselves then to God. Resist the devil and he will flee from you. When we don't have an established practice of unity, we give opportunity for the enemy to come in and cause division. And over time, the connection we established in the beginning of our relationship becomes weakened and has the potential to eventually drift us apart. But couples who can cover one another in prayer have developed an established place to unite and get on one accord with each other and with the Lord to seek direction and unload their burdens when the trials of life become too much to bear. The second thing I've noticed is that they're overcomers. They don't give up or give in easily to challenges that come their way. Overcomers take on an issue and begin to work together to see how they can tackle it, solve it, work around it, and possibly even eliminate it altogether. But letting it overcome them is never one of the options. Because they have peace that their Creator will never leave or forsake them when trials come their way, they don't fear that they won't survive whatever may come at them. John chapter 16 verse 33 says, I have said these things to you, that in me you may have peace. In the world you will have tribulation, but take heart, I have overcome the world. When you know that the God you serve has already overcome the world and that he lives within you, you can face challenges from an entirely different perspective. So when it comes to wondering about the outcome of an issue, it's never a question of will you make it through, but rather when you make it through and who will become the witness to the glory of his power. The third thing I've noticed is that they're all workers. Neither of them sits down and lets the other do all the work. They each take on a role and carry out their mission or duties to the best of their abilities, no matter what. They don't look for excuses or reasons not to carry out the task before them and not to receive glory for themselves, but the focus is always for the greater good of the whole. In Ecclesiastes chapter 4 verses 9, it says, two are better than one because they have good reward for their toil. When two people are working together for a common purpose, the needs of the whole become more important than the needs of the individual. Therefore, we have to be willing to put aside our own selfish desires to accomplish the objective of the whole. This means we may have to communicate, we may have to cooperate, we may have to collaborate and get over conflicts rather than engage in them. We have to be willing to put in the work if we want to benefit from the results. The next thing I've noticed is that they're all enchanting, meaning everything about them is not known. Some things about our relationship should be kept between the two people involved. There should be a happy place, a forbidden space that only the two of you share. Marriage is not all about work and reproduction. There's a beautiful intimacy that comes with the oneness of marriage, the space where you're loved, adored, appreciated, and sought after. Within each marriage contains a sacred space to share your secrets and your worries, a place to receive comfort when you've been beat up by the world, a place of protection when others seek to cause harm, and a place of restoration where you know you can go to be refilled with the love of God. Colossians chapter 3 verses 12 through 14 says, "Therefore, as God's chosen people, holy and dearly loved, clothe yourselves with compassion, kindness, humility, gentleness, and patience. Bear with each other and forgive one another if any of you has grievance against someone. Forgive as the Lord forgave you. And over all these virtues, put on love, which binds them all together in perfect unity." And the final thing I've noticed is that they're all reliable. They're reliable to each other and reliable to others around them. They care for the problems of others as though they were their own. Philippians chapter 2 verses 3 through 4 says, "Do nothing out of selfish ambition or vain conceit, but in humility consider others better than yourselves. Each of you should look out not only for your own interests, but also for the interests of others." This level of reliability encourages all those connected to you to have a spirit of unity and understanding that no one else is less valuable because we all have purpose. And that sense of purpose makes life more meaningful for all. So you see, becoming a power couple may not be so far out of reach as you thought. If you're willing to be prayer warriors, overcomers, workers, enchanting, and reliable, you have everything you need to be a couple of power and influence, observed, admired, followed, and patterned after. If you can relate to any or all of these communication struggles and are tired of the seemingly endless cycle of communication barriers that are keeping you from the relationships that you desire to have with others, then become a talker. Subscribe to You Can Talk. Select that notification bell down below and meet me here on weekday mornings at 5 a.m. for talk tips, lessons, and classes. Or come chat with me over on my Saturday night Talk to Ruth live sessions from 8:30 to 9:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Thanks for watching, and if you would, please hit that like button down below. Leave a comment and know that whatever you're committed to working on, I'm rooting for you and praying for you, because you can tame the tongue, approach with compassion, listen deeply, knock down the barriers, and talk your way to healthier relationships. Let your communication be the light of God's love the world so desperately needs to hear.